Alright folks, welcome back everyone. 皆さんお帰りなさい。今日は343日目です。It's day 343. We are the day after our level up in level 33. Let's see how well everything goes. Should be relatively quick. Maybe an hour, less than an hour. Might have one other unit, probably a burn unit. It seems like most of the lesson units are accompanied by burn unit than a previous unit, right? Kind of in a very methodical standard arrangement now, barring any long digressions. Okay. Hang out. This is actually special. We might want to write something for this. Hang on. Or actually, wara. So we have wara as the main read, which is kunyomi, and e would be the secondary read. Interesting. And then I ascribed e to draw, or drawing. So this is double kun. Eh? How do we do this? We have laugh. Laugh would be a we have a Boris and a branch. Then we have base. And O. This would be a smile, yeah. What is at the ranch? War is at the ranch. Laughed and had a smile on his face. Seeing his friend arrive in a car from the old station. With a e. So we would have to, or with the drawing basically. The painting. So wara and e. Okay. All right. That took a little bit.
編集者 物店
Buten.
休止
Koichi.
秘密
Himitsu. No.
留守
Do I need something for this? Do is kinda lesser reads. Oh no, no, it's not. Do wait. Do is the lesser. Interesting. I think we're okay with this. It's a 50-50 on do and do. Do. Risu.
Shina
Shina needs something. Shina. So we have Hin, right? Oh, actually no. What I used for Hin. Oh. Alright, sure. Okay. So what do we have? We have Hindu goods. Not much more actually. So then she. Okay. Now. Oh. Nachos. Goods from the Hindu goods were a mix of sheep, sheep, and nachos. Okay. It's kind of really brief. I'm not sure how well that's gonna hold up.
Hoshiteki.
Hoshiteki. Hoshiteki.
天然
And then what the what in the world is that? West? Connected West? It's possible, but what's the more general reading for this word? Huh. So it's not concept. I'm gonna have to skip this. I have no idea. I don't even know what that really means.
関係
Okay. What's up?
泥沼
Toronuma. That's a typo.
治安
Xian.
下
Yeah,
品
that's kind of abnormal too. Get. I'll go for now.
全知
Denchi.
真似
Mane. This one was rough yesterday. Mane. Oops.
弁
Yeah. This one's pretty rough too. And like points, taco. Pointing something takeru. Something takeru. Some of these are really, really rough. Or
妨げる
Amatakeru. What's the one frame certificate of sorts that's always in the background? That's my PhD.
保存
Oh wait, that's like. There's a
写真
machine.
Tokyo Ben.
Hmm. Nugu.
Hoang.
Yameru.
Oh, shome.
証明
Oh no, wait. That's proof.
存じる 食料品 9 酸っぱい
酸っぱい
話す。
す。
古
古典
典的。
的。
辞典。
以前
保
保
証
証。
散歩する。明治。
明治。
危ない。
企
企
画
画。あ
融合。
融合。
曜日。
曜日。
年次
ゴミ箱。
わおあ
乾
乾
かす
かす。Are the voice genders randomized? Yes, they're randomized. They're only two. Or they're not. Yes, they're randomized, but there are two tracks, a female and a male track for every vocab word. They're recorded by someone from the staff. This is the stream. Acid, sawa.
沢。
Every word, yes.
迎える。
迎える。
大阪。
荷物
書く。
書く。the other way.
厳しい。不幸。
Is the pink versus purple coding? Yes. Kanji versus vocab.
Komugiko. 関
関
心
心
密
密
会
会
危険
危険 Oh wait, just kidding. 温厚
貨
貨物
物船
船
縁
or sono. Sono is the one we kind of want here.
まる
ハマる Oh. Good enough.
弁当
辞
辞
典
典Oops. 真
真実
実入
入門
門
華々しい
おー Wait.
有志
有志うーん
守る箱
箱 Oops. Oh.
承認
Only. I need to that. Alright. Oops.
生存
生存
掃除機
機
覗いて
密輸
密輸
作
作
品
品作品 That's right. 作品Oh, that's not right. Various with talent
商品
図書館
図書館 How would you suggest handling loss of attention and interest after doing something repetitive for a while? You add something new. You should already be planning to add something new when you know when you're going to lose attention or interest. With diligence and consistency, you should roughly be able to hone in on when you're going to lose interest or attention over time. So you start working on innovation and iteration while while that's happening. So you don't slow down for losing attention or interest. You have to start with momentum before you can get to that point, though. Wait, is winter in poem is not? Oh, respect. Yeah, winter in poem. Oh, I might have encoded this improperly. Oh, no, I didn't. I made that same mistake yesterday. This is different. I remember an eagle. Oh, I know this one. Isoro.
居候
Isoro. Or they do with climate and living. Freeloader. How can that be applied to work experience? Had the above issue last time. As said, it'll mostly be tech. Same difference. That's why work works. And if you work in tech, that's even more so true. That's largely why startups keep pivoting and expanding. You expand at the rate you are iterating. That's why most tech jobs tend to iterate while maintaining consistency. The iteration is to keep innovation forward. And usually it's a balance for whatever philosophy people have. I maintain an 80-20 balance most of the time. Spend like 20% of my time looking for new ideas or iterating on old ones. Now, why am I getting stuck on?
便秘
MP.
Shinpin.
関する
関するマクロ Did I have a typo?
真っ黒
I did. Makuro. And you are supposed to state if you think about how something they're doing could be better. Yeah, that deals with problem solving and critical thinking. When you do something long enough, you'll either decide that you're going to settle and compensate and cope with the same things, or you decide that you're very dissatisfied and it would naturally move someone to iterate and look at the strengths and weaknesses, improve on the strengths while mitigating and skill building for the weaknesses. Either or problem solving and critical thinking leads to innovation, and that innovation is where people do not feel like they're in stagnation or have an issue of loss of interest or attention. But it's through the maintenance of both that gives you the balanced lifestyle. You can have innovators, you can have people who keep seeking new things without understanding the foundations of their old things, and you can rush into a burning fire. That happens too. That's like kind of running downhill, where the hill is steeper than the speed of the person, so the person eventually trips and then starts rolling down the hill, only to come out incredibly damaged. You can do the other way, which some people do too, which is continuously climb the hill and keep getting steeper and steeper. And what they choose to do is they climb the hill the same way over and over again. So you have two models that are extremes on the internet, in my opinion. And then healthy persons in between these. You have someone who climbs upwards the same way, and as the mountain gets taller and taller, it gets harder and harder to climb up the same way, but they continue to do it. That's called the grind. And then that's like, to heck with loss of interest, or to heck with happiness. Right? These things are optional, so they continue to grind the same way. Then you have someone on the other side who is searching the desert. This is a searching part, where they're constantly looking for the fastest thing to go, but they're on a rail. They're on a rail because this rail is being provided by something else, not themselves. So they keep tracking, and eventually this gets steeper and steeper, and then they tumble, and they continue to tumble without any regard to getting a foothold where they are. So this would be the trend seeker, the person who consistently seeks trends, and they bounce from trend to trend and not have a foundation or footing that they can walk down. So in between here, in between this, requires a healthy balance. You learn to appreciate the grind, because this forms the foundation of consistency. When you trip over, you only fall down, and you can get back up and keep going. Meanwhile, occasionally you can make this hill easier to step up, because you're also innovating at the same time. Oftentimes, the reason why these drawn uphill and downhill is because usually the trend seeker is going downhill very, very fast, and the grinder is going uphill very, very slow. And it takes the balance of these two lifestyles to not do one or the other too often. What is that formula? It requires experience to know. And it will ebb and flow whatever life circumstances. And we're only talking about choices. So we're talking about the choice of innovating, and in the choice of grinding, not have to's. So when you're talking about have to, these choices help with the have to work. Because have to work, you might not have a choice. So when someone says that, oh no, I'm losing attention, like you're losing attention, and oh no, I'm not interested, like interesting is gone. This is usually referring to the consequence of having a choice. When you don't have a choice, you do it no matter what. So that's not a luxury you have when it comes to things you have to do. So you're either on column A or column B as a generalization, or somewhere in between. But usually, if you're talking about B and you don't have a choice, the brutal reality is you have to suck it up. And then if you're in choice A, where you're like, oh, you know, I don't want to do this because I'm not interested anymore, that's a choice you make. If you're talking about something you have to do, even though you lost attention or interest, suck it up. You're doing it no matter what anyways. That's kind of like the very direct way of looking at it. Most of the time on stream, like what I'm doing now, most of the time I'm talking about 95% of the time I'm talking about column A, which is a choice you make. A choice you make means that you can balance between innovating and grinding in order to offset this. The balance of grinding creates reward, consistent reward and motivation. Innovation does not as much because innovation is cheap. It's cheap to find new ideas online and find whimsical concepts, but until you put them into practice through grinding, you cannot get that delayed gratification, which is consistent. That's why innovation seekers, the ones that only seek on innovating, roll down the hill. They don't slide down the hill comfortably, they roll down it. And they come out more damaged than they were before because they have no foundation for their footing. Grinding gives you that foundation, but it can also become so slow that you stop innovating. They need both of them. When you work for a tech company, you're going to be able, like, if you're working in tech, you have to do both. And sometimes tech moves so fast that people roll down the hill and things explode and implode. That's when, like a startup, for example, a startup expands too quickly without any foundation for their like liquidity and their IP. When they expand too much, they implode. And just everything falls off the rails and you have a double O barrel roll off the cliff. You felt bad for saying what you thought last time about the projects being worked on. Not sure what they've been thinking though. Are you supposed to wait? Being worked on could change. If you move too fast, you'll never know. If you move too slow, you'll also never innovate. So it's kind of like it's a life lesson. The life lesson is one of the hallmarks of human behavior is if you do the same thing. So this, in my opinion, is a human condition. So yes, people can still counter-argue this, but I accept these things. I accept these things as part of the human condition. When you do the same thing long enough, you lose interest. It becomes passive. If you do new things, it's hard. So these are the two things that through our discussions, our behavior, are the constants in your life at the moment. You solve things by trying to do the same thing for a very long time, which makes you passive. And then you refuse to do new things because they're hard in order to do them long enough for them to be passive. So these are the two things that are at odds with each other. You don't do things long enough for them to become passive, which is kind of good in a way if you had a foundation. Because these are not bad or good things. These are appropriate things. When you do the same thing long enough, that creates a foundation. And that foundation does have less reward. But it's a guaranteed reward. So what you have been doing for a very long time and it become passive, that foundation means you always get less reward, but it's always guaranteed. So this is the consistent side of things. When you're constantly trying new things, it can be exciting. So you get instant gratification by getting new ideas. But they're hard because it's unfamiliar. And you get that reward because it's hard. It's linked to it being hard. This one, passive, is usually easy. So oftentimes when people want to go learn something, learning is this category. Practice should be heading towards this category. So you learn something in order to practice it, and you have both. So in most cases, when you see a successful person, a person who's consistently doing something and also getting results, they're often learning and practicing something. They don't have to be the same thing. These are likely going to be different things. Each and every day, each and every single day, I've learned something new and I have practiced something. Now, your ratio of these things may be different from mine. Mine is I spend 80% of the time practicing and I spend 20% of the time learning. So the things I learned for the day, like WaniKani, today I'm learning 0 from WaniKani. There's not a single thing I'm going to learn unless I learned a new mistake and I added more details. Then I'm still kind of practicing a lot of times. But if I find a new mistake that I'm making, that is something I can learn from. So when I'm practicing WaniKani, which today is a practice day, so it's 100% practice today. There's nothing I shouldn't have known. So if I find a new mistake, that gives me an opportunity to learn something. If you say like, oh, I made a mistake, and then you move on, you learn nothing. You have learned absolutely nothing. There's nothing internalized. You didn't gain anything. You simply said, oh, I won't make that mistake next. So one of the terrifying things about this loop is that I think a vast majority of people, what they do is they make a mistake and they look at the answer, which is the lowest form of thinking, which is recognition. You look at the answer, it's like, oh, I know that answer. You did nothing. You didn't learn anything. You just looked at the answer and it's like, oh yeah, that's the answer. What you can do is when you make a mistake, you think about all the things you know, search up all the things that you know now, and then look at the answer. Then there's a chance you'll learn something. So that part for me makes it so that even when I'm practicing on days, it's not boring, it's not motivating, because I'm looking for mistakes. I'm not actually looking for right answers anymore. Like this stuff, I should already know the right answer. So there's nothing to learn from remembering right answers. There's something to learn from making mistakes. And I think that's one part that legitimately 90% of the people that I talk to don't understand about how I think about things. When you know the right answer, there's nothing, and there isn't anything more interesting about the right answer. You know the right answer, practicing the right answer, making it stick is the most intellectually unrewarding thing I personally can do. Like, Okay, great. You get an affirmation about you knowing the right answer. What is that helping you? A lot of people say, well, it help you remember. It's like, I understand it helps you remember, but you could do more than that. You could use it. You could create something with it. So once you know this right answer, it no longer has any more additional learning value. You have to be able to use it. Go find it in an article. Go find it in a magazine. Google this word and read the first hit on this word. Tomorrow, Google the word again and hit it on a new word, on a new sentence. There are so many ways. On ChatGPT, each day you could ask yourself, okay, I got 10 words that I learned yesterday. Let's go log on to ChatGPT. You put in a prompt like, hey ChatGPT, can you tell me something about this word? That's a new thing. You are learning something based on practicing an old thing. So that's how you become more innovative or iterative. So this is pure practice. Pure practice at the minimum is memorization and recognition. So those things are very, very little. And it will offer very, very little reward as well over time. It'll become tedious, but it's guaranteed. Tedious, less reward, but guaranteed. It's kind of how the ball rolls over and over again. So you have to find your balance. Where is your balance of stuff? Oh, is it like the Saturday word deck discussion? The Saturday word deck discussion. I don't know what you mean. Which one are you referring to? We discussed a lot of things on Word. Specifically, what are you talking about? Word deck discussion. Oh, yes. Are you talking about the thing that I was trying to demonstrate about thought process? Learning from your mistakes and you're looking it up? Yeah, that's an application of it. Since Anki is very limited, but you're making the decks. You are making the decks. You should have this in your mind palace somewhere. If not, you should know how to get to the answer, but not the answer itself. Like clearly getting to the answer. If you are unable to get to the answer, then you're looking at this. This is where you can learn something. If you want to know, if you want to believe that you actually know an answer, you kind of have to demonstrate that you actually learned the right answer. And other than that, practice is to maintain. So, I only learn something, and I already mentioned this, I only learn something every like roughly 6 days in WaniKani. There's not really, like, the bulk of the learning is every 6 days. And then the rest is practicing and looking at what I can learn from my weaknesses, my mistakes. Because mistakes are where I can innovate or try to solve something. And that's where you remember your mistakes almost better than the things you're practicing. In fact, if you really want to know how strong it is, the harder you work at solving your problem areas, they usually end up becoming your most memorable, if not your strongest areas. Because you stop working on all the other things. Like, all the ones that you get right, they're probably okay. Like, decent. Until you innovate on them. Like, eventually you're gonna go and read manga and go speak to someone or something like that. And then those things you practice will become stronger. They would be innovated and iterated on. For now, though, the ones that you make a mistake on, that's where your learning potential is. So whenever I see, I push hard enough to make, quote unquote, mistakes or underperform, so I know that there are areas to push. I work just hard enough for that to happen. I don't work really hard, like super hard, where you like fall down the hill hard. Like, I'm not juggling like 20 or 30 different new things a month. I'm juggling like one new thing every month. And then that new thing becomes an old thing. So all the steps up to like that 300-day review, it started with step 1. What did step 1 look like? It looked like anyone else who used WaniKani. They followed WaniKani, and then the people who don't innovate, by the end of like 2 or 3 weeks, they drop WaniKani because they believe they can't learn anything else from it. Then they go on to the next thing. And that's healthy, because it's not like they want to do something new, or if they're not quote unquote creative enough to make the experience interesting to them, then they drop it. And that's a healthy thing, because if you're not interested or have any attention or motivation to sustain the activity, then going uphill is going to slow to a crawl, right? So drama is dropping WaniKani eventually, like soon, very soon, at like between level 25 and I think the last time we checked level, he was wondering between 25 and level 40. So, and he just turned level 25. Right? If you're not interested in innovating, then you go find innovation somewhere. And innovating doesn't necessarily have to be entirely new. You make it as new as you can, as new as it is sufficient. I don't actually, ironically, I take jabs at Apple a lot, like the company Apple. But generally speaking, the way I approach skill building is like Apple's philosophy, which is to iterate and make small steps, because it's a lifestyle thing. I don't embrace a large startup philosophy where you expect leaps and bounds and high risk, high return things on life skills. For video games, I do that. I mean, for video games, it's fine. At most, it's gonna last a month, right? I still have foundations and legacy skill in video games, but that's outside of the video game experience itself. Video games come and go. A lifetime of experience with understanding how video games are designed is a life skill. So that's pretty modest. Yeah. You're on the online, you're either a miserable workhorse who don't understand how to iterate and cope all day long, or you're a trend seeker who is like blitzing through a roller coaster without any safety rails. It's very rare that I find people in between, and that's kind of the nature of the internet, where it hyperpolarizes, because you can get into an echo chamber for anything you want, and eventually when you get into an echo chamber, it polarizes your behavior. I don't think I'm in any echo chamber yet. It's kind of unattractive. Being in an echo chamber is incredibly unattractive to me. Not because people aren't passionate. Echo chambers, people are very passionate. It's inherently passionate. I just don't feel like being a person being defined by very specific things is interesting at all. Yeah, being defined by things is it's like carving a piece of you. Like a person, it's crazy how nowadays if you try to define a person, you have these categories. And I would say if someone had to define themselves, they could make 10 categories. And that's how they also treat other people, how they categorize people. If you can even find 10. I think a lot of times people can summarize themselves in the top 3. Like for example, someone on Twitch would be a gamer. Doom scroller. And a hater of education. This is not describing any specific person. The idea, what I'm trying to illustrate here is I can name specific categorization that can summarize over 50% of the person's activities, which means that you're in an echo chamber a lot of times. This is where, and if you're wondering, okay, let me give you an application of this. Why is this important to be aware of? It's not supposed to be true. I'm not supposed to convince you it's true. We're talking about raising awareness. Once you are in an echo chamber, a strong enough echo chamber, and you can be categorized, it also means grifters can target you. So if you're ever feeling like you're always compelled by someone with a classic narrative and a target audience, it's usually because you're very limited. You have less conflict. Less conflict is good for people who are coping. If you can't handle self-conflict, self-interest, and the curiosity of the human condition, right? So I've had this word thrown at me a lot of times when people say that they're very curious. If you're very curious, you wouldn't necessarily need to worry about less conflict. A curious person often expects conflict, because curiosity leads to conflict, like self-conflict. Like, for example, when you learn something new, it might contradict something old. It might change something old. So you're constantly in a state of flux when you're a curious person. That's what drives me anyways. That's what drives a few other people that I have a parasocial relationship with. Their natural curiosity leads to flux in their identity. In their identity and their wisdom and knowledge. Someone who constantly says, why can't it be easy, is someone who's not naturally curious yet. And when I mean naturally, I'm talking about habit forming, not the genetics and where you're born and like if you're a native speaker situation. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something that you habitually do, which is a natural thing that you have acquired. So when someone says they're naturally curious, they would stop doing these things. They would stop because it's very difficult. The more curious you are, the less likely you're going to be able to do this. So every grifter comes by and they try to explain who you are. A grifter tends to try to gaslight you. And your thought is, that's interesting. Tell me more about yourself. I think the person who's naturally curious would probably grift the grifter, really. Right? They would go back and say, what makes you think? What makes you think I'm a gamer? What makes you think I'm a doom scroller? Yesterday, 2 or 3 days ago, like across that one person worded their words or worded their question by presuming something about me. And my first question is, that's an interesting leap of logic. What makes you think that I don't practice writing? I mean, they didn't answer the question, but I answered their question. Like, oh, well, I think writing is very fun, and I do it each and every day when the opportunity presents itself. However, I have already grind out the separate parts of kanji and hanzi. So whenever I write now, I write for the sake of learning. So I need to learn to write things still, and those are the times when I write. But what makes you think I don't practice writing? That is an echo chamber. That is someone who is so confident in their questioning that they are able to presume someone's logic by questioning them that way. I probably ask, what are your thoughts about writing? That's someone who's curious. So if you're curious, like if one is curious about what is a dead giveaway and a flag that I would use to understand that the other person I'm talking to is a creature of habit, but not necessarily aware of it, those are probably the way. The way you ask questions, the way you respond to things, and the way you analyze things and then share them with me over time reveals it's like night and day, and it's not fair. It will never be fair until you're actually there. So until you get to a point of enlightenment or curiosity, it's not that clear what type of how clear it is to another person. So whenever I speak to people, like when they go and say, oh yeah, you know, I enjoy a lot of things. Okay, a lot of things like what? It's like, oh, you know, everything. It sounds like a whole lot of nothing. Like if you said everything, you can name at least a couple things. There shouldn't be any end to it. So have you become enlightened enough to actually name those things? Because hand waving a lot of things doesn't illustrate that you're interested in a lot of things. You're legitimately drifting and passively meandering around with no observation of the details. At least to me, it's paradoxical when someone says, I like a lot of everything. And then when I ask you, oh, like what? And then the person says, well, you know, a lot of different things. It depends. I'm like, that says like you're interested in nothing. Because if it always depends, then that doesn't mean you like everything. And hear me out. The more curious you become, the more inquisitive you become, the less and less likely you're probably going to respond by saying, oh, I kind of like everything. At least in my opinion. A dead giveaway is when someone really likes everything, they would start to talk about whatever's on their mind, and they would pivot to all the things that they have. Saying you like everything and not being able to recall a single detail and then making apprehensions like, well, you know, it depends. Some days I listen to this, some days I listen to that. It's like what? Like what? You need to specify. Like, okay, what about, I'll make it specific for you. What about a very bad day at 6 p.m. on a Saturday right after school? It's like, well, you know, that's kind of complicated because some days, like on 6 p.m.s, I'm feeling good. It's like you say a whole lot of nothing. It's effectively a whole lot of nothing. Why is it so difficult for you to recall any of the details? Because you have learned nothing about your life. You've experienced it. Well, you know, stuff and things, yeah, fictitious. So, and I'm not saying this as a bad thing. There are people who are perfectly fine vibing through the world, right? There are very carpe diem vibing people. However, they're happy. That's what I'm talking about. If you continue to say that, that's fine. Like, I'm not accusing you of not knowing those things. But the thing is, are you happy? When someone says, oh yeah, I like a lot of things, my first thought is, man, this person must be really happy. You see the paradox here? When you go around and say, oh yeah, I love listening to a lot of music. Oh yeah, I love playing all types of games. Man, you must be the happiest person in the world because I have to work on it. Like every single day, I try to work on wanting to like things, wanting to have fun. I learned to love learning Japanese. I learned to like Duolingo. I learned to make WaniKani useful. Those are the things that make life fun for me. I work on it. Other people that go around and saying like, oh yeah, you know, I hate getting up for school, but I love everything about learning. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? I have no idea how you can be so clouded in your judgment that you can be hypocritical immediately within like 10 seconds. Truly and humbly, if someone says they like everything, I take them at their word, and they should be like really happy people because there's no end. There's so many things they like. And yet I would say 9 out of 10 times when someone says, "Oh, I listen to everything," they eventually, after talking to them long enough, they like one thing. Like really, they truly only like one thing, or like a few things, because they hand wave their likeness with the idea that as long as they witness it or experience it, it's considered liking. Like if you like the thing, you would recall the details about it. And I find things entertaining as well. But I can honestly tell you, I don't remember everything that... I don't remember things that I don't like. Like what I mean is they don't resonate with me, they're not important to me, I don't keep track of them. So I can't... The more curious you become, the less and less things you'll be able to continuously remember, because there's so many things. So whenever someone says they like everything, yes, it can be true. It can still be true while they're happy, but they can also be miserable and they keep telling themselves that they like a lot of things, and every time they go to do it, they hate themselves for it. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've heard someone say, "Oh, I really like this game," and I'm like, "Have you? So you played it?" Like, "No, I started it and I really like the game, but I just don't know why I can't keep playing the game." Like, okay, so do you like it or do you not like it? It's like, well, I like the idea of me playing the game, but I don't like doing it. Okay, so now the problem is doing and playing the game, right? It's like, no, it's kind of like, I'm not sure if you like doing any of that, because you're not even trying to follow up on those words. And that is where we are. So that's kind of dealing with studying. So going back to the first questions, studying, learning Japanese, liking Japanese culture, liking singing, liking voice acting, liking direction. All those things do not follow when someone says, "Ugh, I don't like the process of doing it." I'm like, okay, well, you mean you like the idea of being good at those things. You simply don't like doing them. And that's probably where you want to start. And that ends up being a balance. It's a balance between the grind and I guess we'll call it innovation. Once you start getting once this becomes a little bigger, then you have to go and push this way. And for me, it's like 80%, 20%. The most common thing that someone tells me when they're impressed is that, "Appreciate the grind, bro." And I'm like, okay, that's technically accurate. But when they say appreciate the grind, they're probably looking at it as 100%. As in, it's neat that I'm able to do the same thing for a very long time. And that's simply not true. At any given time, I'm doing a combination of things. I don't sit there and run the wheel day in and day out. I think, in my opinion, even my sub, I would grind to a halt. So this evening, I'm not doing the same thing after this WaniKani thing. So just to give an idea. Like the last 3 or 4 evenings, I watched through like all of the Mythical Kitchen channel content with Josh and co. to get ideas, to look for ideas. This was. It's not vegetarian. Okay.
酸素
So this is oxygen. And you have to find your balance. I think in my life I have met maybe 1 or 2 people who truly just vibe everything. They're almost subhuman, but I only know them like as a acquaintance. I only met them briefly for like a week or something. And those people truly feel like they're ethereal. Like they're absolutely electric people. But I don't know what their personal life is. Like professionally, those people felt like they're chameleons. They like go, if you have them walk through a room of 100 people, it almost feels like they're doing 100 things with like the utmost passion. And I'm certainly not one of those people. It does feel magical when you meet humans that operate their lives almost unfathomable to your own. That's not to say that it's not possible. It's largely that I don't embrace that lifestyle. So I can't tell you anything about that lifestyle. My lifestyle is between 2 worlds most of the time. It's incredibly, like, I find it, me personally, if I ever try to embrace a purist lifestyle that's hyperpolarized on the internet, I find myself upset with myself because it means that I would be doing that same thing for the rest of my life, and that's not how I roll. So yes, I do find doing the same thing incredibly tedious, hence I don't do that each and every day. It's funny to think that when the vast majority of people think that I do the same thing each and every day, I really don't. There's something new learned every day, despite what is witnessed on WaniKani. Like today, I learned nothing, right? There's always a chance I might get stuck on something, and I'm like, oh yeah, here's the opportunity to learn, and that's when I get excited. So whenever someone says, oh yeah, don't you think mistakes slow you down? Quite the contrary. Mistakes actually speed me up, because I've deliberately made it in a way that mistakes occur very seldomly. So they only occur enough for me to grow, not enough to stop me from doing something. And that's, if there's anything close to comprehensible input, like the essence of the theory behind comprehensible input, I just described it. But I described it in an application to life skills, not to like language learning or secondary language acquisition. I think the conceptual foundation of Krashen's comprehensible input is inherent in pretty much the human condition. You tackle things hard enough that you don't stop tackling them. And that is one of the foundations. You always do something hard enough, not so hard that you stop, but hard enough to force you to come up with new solutions, new ways to improve. Too easy and you stagnate. You legitimately lose your motivation to tackle harder things. So the longer you think things are easy, which often happens with people who actually have a head start in school. So for example, when you say, Mika, when you say you're like 2 years behind, you constantly say how you're behind. To me, the irony here is the reason you're in the position you are is more likely because you were ahead, not behind, that created the behavior that we are talking about now. People who are ahead are less likely to challenge themselves and need to overcome things. It's not always, but generally speaking, when kids do well in school, well in advance of their peers, by the time they get to their first problem, when they are no longer ahead and they're falling behind, that's when they start having to iterate. and innovate and problem solve on the things that they haven't done yet. I was always behind, and it was to the point where I loved it. I always start behind, and when I get ahead enough, I actually stop before I even get ahead, and I move on to the next thing. So the difference here is sometimes it can feel like you're always behind because it's the first time you've ever been behind. And then there are times when people are actually behind and they're always behind. But the difference is someone who has been behind most of their life and they are truly successful, they rarely ever think about being behind. They look ahead because they can't afford to be behind. Someone who believes they are behind now wasn't always behind before. It's chicken or the egg. So when you're really far ahead, it gives you that much time to do the same thing until you start to stagnate. And usually school kind of helps with that. Like, what I'm talking about is school is supposed to give you all of that. If you're ahead, eventually you're going to stagnate and be challenged at some point along the process of school, right? So the idea is when you start in preschool, right? Preschool, and then like post, however high you want to go, at some point you're going to stop. So the idea is you're doing something across your life. This would be someone's life. For me, this was the first 32 years of my life, right? And I hit roadblocks a lot. Elementary school, I got ahead really quickly because everything was behind. So like, you know, you catch up, I'm ahead. In elementary school and stuff, I was ahead. Then I got dropped into another school and I was behind, and then I got ahead again. And then I got dropped and I got ahead again. And then I got dropped and I got ahead again. And then again. And then now I'm in a position where I get to choose. And what do I typically choose? I choose to set myself back to work towards something again. So into the point when I finally have to choose, I actually choose to do this because I know this the best. So the irony here is sometimes you can learn to like this because of your skill. Now, what is a thing I'm terrible at? Is the thing where you start at year 1 and you want to become CEO of something. So you basically keep on going slightly up until you get to CEO. I don't have that skill. So like, if I really want to do this, I would have to stick to something and work on it for the rest of my life for like 30 years, and maybe I'll see something. I don't do that. So why am I still happy and aware or like not upset about this? It's because I know and understand what it takes. And I chose not to do this. I chose not to like start a company in which I invest the rest of my livelihood for 20 or 30 years and try to make millions or billions of dollars. That's not me. The difference here is people tell me a lot of what they are. And then when I go to ask about details, the details contradict what they think they are. So if you don't like learning, you have to understand you don't like learning. So how can you encourage yourself to like learning? If your goal is to like learning, you gotta work towards making that a reality. So how do you know? You find out maybe all the things that make learning suck, and then you learn about how they can suck less, or even get innovated on how they can be fun. And that's probably where we are right now, Mika. You're scrounging on how to make it fun because you may believe that it's necessary to reach your goals. Think you would enjoy mistakes as much if they were more frequent? No, not really, because I wouldn't be able to maintain them. The mistakes themselves would still be enjoyable. Making it sustainable wouldn't be. I don't want to encounter problems I don't need to encounter. Like, I don't want to be juggling like 300 mistakes a day. That would be overwhelming. I juggle in a way that I can be consistent, and it improves over time. So when you say far more frequent, you're talking about rolling down the hill. This is what you're talking about. What I'm doing is like, here's the hill. And then I'm adjusting the elevation of the hill. I could choose to go even steeper with more blocks in a way to climb. But the thing is, I only go at a pace that I can handle. And I always do a little bit more. 1% more. 1% more. Maybe sometimes I'm excited and I go 5% more. I don't I didn't read Krashen's, CI like paper or whatever his theory was published, but I would reckon this concept is very similar. You do just enough that you can sustainably increase over time. So when you say more frequently, well, yeah, if someone says, oh yeah, let's just learn from all our mistakes and start at a 50-50, like, yeah, they'll get there. They'll get there. Maybe they'll get there faster or not faster. I could argue that it's probably statistically negligible. Like, they will be like 50-50, 3 years, right? 3 years. Let's just say 3 years they get to a point. I would argue that someone who does 80-20 would probably still get there in 3 years too. The question is, which lifestyle are you more happy with? Don't you like rolling off cliffs every now and then? When you roll off cliffs, most of the time you don't come back. Sometimes I feel like they're not even rolling downhill, they're more like this. And you know who's at the bottom? Oftentimes talking to these people? Oh, that's 4 arms. Me. Like, you don't just keep rolling off slowly down a cliff like it's a joyride. Like rolling down a hill, you eventually hit a cliff, and then you're down here, and you never get back up. Down and down the way you go into a pit, and then the next way to get back up is this gigantic wall that you built for yourself that you have to climb to get there. And why is this wall higher than where you rolled off? Is largely because now you also have emotional baggage. Why am I there? Because that's what I do. This is the challenge I set for myself. I'm not literally there. I'm there because it's challenging to be down here. Like, what am I actually doing? Well, I'm climbing the hill with you. It's not like I find this sad. Like, rolling down the hill, you say, oh, don't you like rolling off the hills? Like, I do. I'll do it with you. But it's not going to be like rolling down the hill. It's going to be like going up a hill. We're talking about your figurative mental state here. What you think is rolling down the hill is not rolling down the hill for me. Rolling down the hill is when you lose everything. Rolling down the hill is making a poor mistake, and then making a second poor mistake, then another, and everything you do is based on your first poor mistake. That's rolling down the hill. When I make a mistake, I correct it. And then I move on to the next one. And if that one occurs again, right? If it leads to another mistake, it leads back to A, we're gonna correct it and create an A prime double prime. And then we go to B. So I don't work on the idea that I compound my mistakes over and over again. So many times people compound their mistakes. Oh, okay, well, that's okay. Like, it's okay. Well, the second thing I do is unrelated to the first thing I do. Like, your emotions does not distinguish between that. Yeah, I reclimb the hill all the time. We start new things. A new thing is when you're at the bottom again. Not technically, but you're gonna feel like you're at the bottom again, right? And it doesn't have to be a new skill. It could be a new project. Every new project feels like this. How many times have you climbed the hill? I would say on average over my lifetime, I probably climbed this hill around 300 times. Why 300? I'm giving myself an average of 10 hills to climb every year of my life. But I'm almost 40, so I'm giving myself 10 extra years of like lingering around because I'm sure there's 10 years. But in the 30 years of my life, I've climbed at least 10 hills. At least 10 hills a year. How many hills have you climbed? And it can be anything. This is figurative. All of this stuff is figurative. It's up to your mental state to understand what is considered a hill and what's considered flat. And the reason why I say 10 is because 2 months of the year, I usually spend not doing any new projects. I tend to try to use these 2 months to recover. So I can quantify really regularly how many times I've climbed climbed hills of the year, right? And this isn't even the entire picture, obviously. The other half of the times during those things, I could be cruising. The cruising part is just getting new information. When you cruise, you're like, all right, here's my energy level. And I'm going to use up my energy level so I can find something new. So this is like the info. So as I'm using up my energy, I'm getting new info. It gets really complicated, but we're not going to try to complicate things too much. Right now, the answer to your question is really innovation. How many of the 300 do you think you roll off without getting back? I only told you about the ones that I succeeded, not the ones that I failed. Because I don't have time to worry about the things that I failed. If you're asking me that question, then you're trying to think of all the times you failed as opposed to the times you succeed. The times I failed is insignificant to the times I've succeeded. So it might as well be 0. Let's see. We got... It was like the hometown and dress.
留学 政治
政治 Oh, out. %20%. Take 20%. 80-20. The answer is 20%. You take whatever number I have, that's a confirmation of the thing, and it's probably 20% of that. I don't push myself hard enough to fall off and roll off a cliff. Huh. Correct. Or no. Outlet. No. Proof. Huh. Proof. What the proof? Not sure. I'll move this to the end. I'm not gonna write something for that, probably.
興味
What could it be? Not tada. Huh? Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. Sleepy time? Alright. Good luck. Good luck, Mika.
阪神
Place.
冗談
Well done. Whoops.
特急
You.
笑う
専門
What?
途中
Koichi. Oh. Okay.
教科書
Question. Okay.
泥棒
Robo.
Fuji
Fuji.
Kyuni.
Something about two cars. Secret. Oh, it's like me and So. No? Oh no, that's part of it. It's Soul though. Oh, he's so. What? It's something about like making meat and self-cleaning or something like that. It's a good car. It's a neat car. What is a neat car? Oh, I forgot to type ka.
ひそか
Soka. I typed hiso, but I forgot to write the kana part. Soka. Shiarase. Shiawase.
幸せ
Shiawase might need a thing in the future. We're gonna catch
保険
again. Turns. Okay.
幸福
Good. Okay. 荷札。
荷札辞典
and same difference.
秘める
Ready. Heck.
チラシ
Rashi.
掃除する
里芋。
里芋
里芋。Okay. So.
不審
This is kind of like up
休校
you. Oh,
離婚
on
門
on
墓場
Akaba.
散
散ら
らかす
かす。
辞書
Sure. I almost wrote Jisho. Jisho. Heck, flatulence. Flatulent. Heck, is it E? How do I do the risk? Oh no. I lost the risk. Veil. Oh. Vulcan.
冒険
Vulcan. What?
分離
Undi. Okay.
Genkin.
Thinking. Hmm.
驚かす。
驚かす。Fine. Um. Gamma plate. Prosper. Not. Um. Say. There's something else. Oops, I missed the S. File. File. Whoops. Oh, was that a typo? Oh, what? Oh, whoops.
証言。
離れる。密告。
編集する。捨てる。
Okay, so what happened here? What is this? Related to the West? Connect West. What does that even mean, Connect West? Oh, this is a name, right? It's Kansai.
関西。
Okay. And I might have to write something. I don't recall. Oh, no, wait. I remembered. And now I've forgotten again. It's something like Ashika. Oh, no, Akashi.
証。
Akashi. What is that? Evidence? We're fine. An hour and 45 minutes? That's a little longer than I would like. Enough. Alright, we don't have to go over radicals. Radicals are fine. Radicals are usually fine. English is English. Alright, so let's go over our definitions. There are a few weak ones here from today. We're just gonna say fart. It's good enough. Crotch. Magazine. Just like mag is good. Window. No. Muscle. Angle. Proclaim. Revere. Loyal. Respect. We're gonna write lively instead of livelihood. Ash. Differ. Emperor. Isle. And sugar. Lung. Author. Attire. Backside. Various. Rent. Rumor. Alright. Harmonic keyword. Okay. E. O. Beep. Plus dog. Eat. Ing. Swing. Centaur. Sun. That's a weak sun. Chewy. That was slightly weak today. Cake. This one was the weakest from yesterday and today. I usually think of high as opposed to kai. K. Bobo. Hike. Oh, this one was kind of weak too. Eagle. All or all. This was weak for on the definition side. Pile, as opposed to prosperous or flourishing. Right on here. And the read is kind of rough too. Saber. And Joel. Saw. And Shaman. Tokyo. Ike. Chopsticks. Soul. Shoal as well. U plus branch. One was a little bit weak as well. It's someone in various talents show. Apprentice special as well. Right? No, not really. Chin. Rumor is special. Very special. You. Waris. Plus Saw. Alright. Do I read? It. Ko. Chi. Alright. It. Flatulence. Ko. Crotch. Chi. Magazine. Mado. Could be Mado. Oh no, yeah. Mado. Window. Excuse me. I. No. In. Muscle. Sui. Sui. Dangle. Sen. Proclaim. Son. Revered. Chu. Loyal. Ke. Respect. Bo. Livelihood. Hai. Ash. E. Differ. O. Emperor. Se. Isle. Sa. Sand. O. Sugar. Hai. Lung. Cho. Author. Soul. Attire. Ura. Backside. Sho. Various. Teen. Rent. And Uwasa. A rumor. I think all the other ones, yeah, still check out with Onyomi. I think there's one or two that not entirely sure, but we'll find out later. Alright, folks, that's a wrap for WaniKani today. Gonna watch this later. Arigatou gozaimasu. Feel free to follow along, pick up WaniKani for yourself. You know, give it a try and let me know what you think. You're always free to yap. Come on by, hit up some questions, exchange some ideas. Right, keep each other mutually motivated and interest in each and our own lives. Right, that's a great way to tie into today's comments. Tedium, motivation, passiveness, innovation, those things can very well be facilitated by having potentially a solid foundation of communication between individuals, right? Kind of a nice thing to fall back on. Sometimes doing and communicating with each other can encourage that balance. Underestimating intuition from experience is kind of like a bottom line. If there is anything that's kind of reliable, it's probably having emotional and sentimental investments in people that you directly interact with, right? That is one way to quote unquote organically encourage innovation and balance. A great support system. However tenuous it may be or fleeting it may be, it often leads to remarkable, auspicious decision making. Most of the time. There are obviously bad actors and bad apples out there, so be aware, right? Until next time, 皆さんまたね。見てくれてありがとう. Right. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. I'm gonna take a break, stretch, walk around, fill up on some water, and I'll be back for my HanziHero session. Thank you, thank you. Alright, folks, welcome back, everyone. 欢迎大家回来。今天是第336天 It is day 336. 3 things from yesterday. So like the delicate fingers, right? The delicate and dexterous fingers. Bringing a net of totems. Totems to the power plant as a treat from Princess Zelda herself. Chooses appropriate totems, right, with her fingers. Then we have the wall. The sudden appearance of the alligator with Jerry on top. Tom was going to work. Get dragged out by a finger. Couldn't reach for his handgun in time. Right. Drag. And then the phrase Guan Ming Le Luo. Guan Ming Le Luo. Right. That's upright. Right, we're trying to think of a person. I think I'm gonna think more of a person who's like a knight in shining armor, glowing, radiant, bright, sending out rays. And even if you toss a pile of rocks at him, they fall beneath his uprightness. Right. Something like that. Or not easily fallen. Solid as a rock. Solid as a pile of rocks. Okay. Let's get into our lessons.
吩咐
Fen instruct, fu instruct, instruct, 吩咐
肥皂
肥皂 that's fat and soap. Soap is fat. Fei? Or Fei? No, Fei. No.
肥皂
Gotta be careful here. Fei is a little bit weak. Just a wee bit weak. Because usually I don't use Frodo in a positive sense. In a way. Okay.
灼热
灼热 scorch 热 hot. Scorching hot. That makes sense.
灼热康熙
Hangxi. Oh no, that's a place. That's probably a place. Is the title the reign of the Kangxi Empire? Oh, it's a period, which was the golden era of the Qing dynasty. Okay, where everything was splendid and the nation was very healthy. Interesting. Healthy, splendid. Interesting. Kangxi. There's so many proper names. Yeah. Oh, emperor. Okay.
康熙姜茶
姜茶 姜茶 ginger, yeah, ginger tea. 姜茶
姜茶
I do like my ginger tea.
丰富，灼热，姜
姜
茶，
茶，
肥皂，
肥皂，肥皂。Oops. I missed the one. Oh, no, wait. Am I being a butt? One. Which Kong am I thinking of? Oh, yes. Okay.
康熙，
Oh, I actually do go back here. Was it pen? It's probably pen. So there's Kung, but what was the one? Oh, I'm thinking of Tang, which is the other name. Okay, all right.
香皂，
香皂, perfume soap, makes sense. Fragrant soap.
香皂，
Is there fragrant soap? Scented fragrant soap. Okay.
生姜，
香姜, fresh, right? Fresh ginger.
生姜，沃，
Whoa, fertile. A shoot. We're getting a couple of shoots thrown in now. Whoa. You don't look like a wall. Shoot doesn't look like anything, really. How many shoots do we have? Yeah, it was a long time ago. Xiao was a long time ago. And then yesterday we just got Yao. Whoa. It looks like Harry's Yao. I mean, it's not really that common. Interesting. Walter is in the bathroom of the office building, which has a patch of extremely fertile office mold in the corner on the tile. He sprays it with some fertile water he made in his cooking lab. The spray is so fertile that it causes the fertile mold to grow a giant shoot that stretches into one of the stalls, hitting it in the... How are we gonna get shoot in? Okay, Walter White is in the bathroom of the office building where he is doing some weed control from his cooking lab. No, weed control for his plants. His product. Let's say his plant products that are using the bathroom. Like water supplies, I suppose. Some of it, some of the weed, the fertile weeds are obstructing. Shoots. So he uses a special weed spray to control the growth. Okay. Hurdle. A wall. Interesting. Wall tool. Hurdle soil makes sense. Okay.
握柄
Being handle. Why do I feel like there's another handles? Bigfoot is in the. Do you look like a being? You kind of look like a being. The third, right? Being third. Same place too. Bigfoot is in the basement of the English Manor, hiding a person. Hiding. A person comes down to get something. Bigfoot puts on a hood and puts out his arms, pretending to be some sort of tree. The person asks, "What is he doing?" So Bigfoot gets a door handle that is lying on the ground and knocks him out. Oh. Or he just puts on a hood and acts like a tree to handle the situation. It's very similar to Bing. Or third. Right, it's a recent one. Here it is. That's fine. It works well enough. Bobbing. What? How does that work? Yeah, I guess. Grasp handle, which ends up being handle. Interesting. The thought of hand, right? Shall being or something. Grasp handle makes sense. A laughing stock. Shall being. That's gonna take quite a pivot. Alright. Graphs is kind of weak.
柄 Hoang
Hung. Oh no. That's the armless one. Not the shrine. The armless one. The cook. I feel like this armless is a problem too, right? Because we have... Oh yeah. Hung. Why are you not hung? Okay. Alright, we got Pung. Patrick is in front of the English Manor where he's cooking. He has an upturned lid on top of a burner. Okay. It works with an armless child to make some tasty snacks for rich kids that sit around them on the immaculate lawn. Right now they are cooking some mouths on the hot lid. Patrick barely knows how to cook anything else. It's kind of okay. I kind of want him like screwing around a little bit and not really doing. I'll go with it. We'll see. Run. Hung run. I don't got it. Run.
Hoang
Hung.
香皂 生姜 丙烹卧
Alright.
岁
Sway. Oh, hey, you kind of you remind me of Sway. The other Sway. Okay, this can help because we did have run in trouble with the most recent Sway. Now we have a hill and it's a tunnel. That's even worse because now we have to find a tunnel in the bathroom. Superman is in the bathroom of the beach house by the bay where he's trying to create a tunnel. He rides on top of a magic pig. Oh boy, howdy. I think I can make this link with the other one. So Superman is in the bathroom of the beach house, right? Where he is cooperating with an alien pig with horns to construct a tunnel to the bathroom from the road, from the hills outside, tunnel with a path to the bathroom from the hills outside for his alien friend to come in undetected. In order to satisfy the alien. Otherwise, Superman is just gonna punt him out the window. 隧道 make sense? The way?
岁
对
年
Nian glue? Oh, I wonder if this is gonna get tied up with 贴 贴 or 胶. Oh no, it's Neo. Neo's inside the pawn shop where he finds an old fortune cookie in a fortune cookie in a vintage cookie car that is on the display counter. He takes off the lid only to find that it has glued to his hand. Then he grabs a fortune cookie and opens it, only to find it is full of rice that glues to his clothes and the floor. Before he can do anything, he finds himself being glued to the floor as well. Oh no, it was a trap. The clerk suddenly turns into Agent Smith, who has his eyes glued on Neo. Oh, this has to paste and stuff. Yeah, jiao and tie maybe a good things. Good things. Because tie is paste or attach, and then jiao is glue. Now, how do we do this? I kind of like it. Well, we'll see how that works out. Non-stick pot. I didn't think that was gonna go that direction. Ooh, 粘锅 makes sense. The paste, there it is. 贴 粘贴
年侠
xia to coerce. So do you look like a xia, but not the xie, the good xie that is. I mean, it could line up with it. Xia xie, or it could be B, like B xia. B has like press or force, which can lead to coercion. Something like a pressure. Xena is inside. We have so many xias off the sandwich right now. Yeah, it's only jia and xia. Alright. Xena's inside the lobby of the auditorium once again, and her shift cleaning the red lobby carpet. Okay. Suddenly a finger dress. Alright. Coercion. Alright, Xena is once again inside the auditorium on her part-time job. This time she was somehow coerced to using her dexterous fingers to hand out more sandwiches. I mean, basically been handing out sandwiches for some time. The worst. Oh well, we'll stick with it. Take hostage. Oh, wasn't thinking of that. 挟持? Really? Of course, and support? Oh man. That's a little bit of a weird one.
侠 俏
Chao, good looking. Maybe this is gonna be combined with Jun recently. Yeah, Jun. Chao Jun or Jun Chao. Chao Jun sounds pretty good. Good looking and handsome put together. Oh, pretty. Maybe it could be like May. Or any form of elegant. There are so many forms of elegant. Like Cha Xiang, Cha Xiang. It depends if this is kind of like gender bent or not. Kirby is in the bathroom of the barn, washing his hands at the sink shore. Suddenly, Slenderman comes in and thinks Kirby is so good looking that sparks start to fly off his body. Some of the sparks land in the sink with a sizzle and some in the pile of manure. Kirby looks at himself in the mirror and wonders if he really is that good looking. Shh. Okay. I'm not sure if that's where we're gonna go with that one. Does that look like Chao? It doesn't look like Chao. It looks more like Xiao. That's unfortunate. How do I stick sparks into this? Could do like sparkling. Kirby is in the bathroom of the barn. With his slender associate cleaning up the bathroom so that properly good looking and sparkling. Right. Cleaning up the bathroom of the poo, the cow poo. Cow pies. Alright. Oh, but there's not anything particularly Kirby about this. Wow, questionable. Kirby sucked up all the manure and dirt. Speed things up. Alright. Oh, okay. Lee. Or Butte. Yeah, so when I saw pretty, it could have been gender bent. Chao Lee. Okay. That's also beautiful and elegant and so on. Plenty of words.
翘
Oh, okay.
舞
You don't look like a Wu. You look more like a Mei. Mei. How am I gonna get Wu into this? Yikes. How does our hit woman look right now? Yeah, there's Mei. And there's Mei. Also Hui. Hui is weak. Hui doesn't get used a lot. Ming is like so too, and then we have the Hai. And Fan. Fan is I hear Fan more than so Mei, Fan, I, and then the other three are really weak. And Wu looks like it's the oddball out. Yeah, Wu and Ming are the oddballs out for this carrier. Slenderman. Goes in anything really. So Walter White is in the basement of the house where he is being insulted by Slenderman. And the hit woman. They insult his goods, dealing, deeds, and how he is pathetic old man for selling the good stuff. Walter sits in the corner and takes the insult, having nowhere else to go. Okay, that's fair. Bully. Chiwu. See. Interesting. Chiwu. There is another bully here. Qi. Right. Qi Fu. Yes. The double bullies. Insult. Wu Ru. Oh, wow. That's an interesting looking one.
舞
Wu Ru. Ru Ru. Ru. Wu Ru. Is there a Ru? I don't think there's a Ru. There's a Ru. Insult. Okay.
最 狭
I can't spell course.
翘
Not clean up. I lost it. Like making sure. Marco L.
年 五 母
What the Chinese? Oh no, it's another measuring character. Yikes. Oh, I guess there's field in it. And a wedge. We could use long time instead. Or yeah. And a lid. Oh, lid is meh. Mulan is in the basement of the house, which has been converted into a hydroponic. I use hydroponic too. Hydroponic rice field. The rice field is 1 Chinese acre large. That's a huge basement. She stands on one. Actually, is it? I'm under the impression acre is large. Hold up. An acre in square meters. Yeah, 4,000 square meters. It's 1 large Chinese acre. She stands on one end at the top of the very large ancient Chinese wedge. Okay, I'll wedge it. Alright, so Mulan is in the basement of the house, which contains a well-maintained underground rice field that is a Chinese acre long. It was kept under the lid. Secret. For a long time. I don't know, something like that. It's fine. I don't really know how to work with Mulan, really. I want to think about it. It's kind of combined with like Xena at the moment. But since there's a Chinese acre involved, I guess that's where we're gonna go with at the moment. What the? Oh yeah, the English acre. Yingmu. Yes, we have to make a distinction.
母
Does look very unique.
平
Ping, a scale. Kind of makes sense. This time, and it does look like Ping. Ping. Now equipped with the grain stock. Pinocchio is inside the English manor where he's making a crude scale to weigh some random discarded luxury items that are all around the velvet carpet. He uses his long nose to hang 2. Alright, I got you. Long nose to hang 2 yard signs. That's right. Those are yard signs, alright. Off of a chandelier on opposite sides? That... Okay, it's getting a little too convoluted here. Attached by a grain stock, creating a crude balance scale. He then measures the luxury goods by putting it on one end of the scale and putting weights on the other. Using his long nose... I don't think it has to be... So Pinocchio is inside of the English manor, helping the kids weigh the recent grain stock harvest and working on yard with the scale. And I'm in making yard signs to sell the goods. He I was gonna say trying to I don't know, trying to fit in with the real boys, real rich kids by helping the kids weigh. That's fine. I was gonna do something with lying. flying and having a green thumb, but that's a little too elaborate. Tianping balance scale makes sense. Interesting. Tian. Okay.
平浊
Jaw. Or wine. Oh boy, do you look like a jaw? You kinda don't. How many bottles we got going on here? No dice on the bottle. I don't think bottle carries too well. It's usually bottle and something else. A ladle. To scorch, I mean... Not much to go off of, but alright. George Costanza is inside the lobby of the office building, where he's attending a horribly lame office party. So he thinks. He stands at a table pouring wine into a bottle that he plans to take home. He uses a ladle to pour wine from a large sangria bowl into his bottle, one ladle at a time. His boss looks on disapprovingly. That works really well. Du chuo. Alone pour wine. That's pretty funny.
浊左
Duo. Assistant. Zeus. Office building. Alright. Oh, I forgot this was leftist. Zeus is in the basement of the office where he is setting up a small HQ for his godly doings. Sure. He has two assistants, Slenderman, who is in charge of matters of life but mostly death, and Leftist, who's in charge of helping Zeus understand communist ideology. He sits there with the two assistants thinking of what to do next to make Zeus even more loved and famous. Alright, I got you. Condiment. 佐料 assistant ingredient. Condiment. Yeah, I got you. 佐酱 酱 evidence. Assistant evidence. Okay.
左湖
Ooh. Oh no. Why does that look like a gua? Oh no. That's wild. How many melons do we have? Oh, that's not too many, huh? Interesting. There are actually two fools. And two guas. Alright. Alright, I understand. What the? Yeah, most of these double stuff goes to Party Citizen. Okay. An arc. Curve. Oh, does this link up with like one Hu maybe? Or yeah, one is probably the likely, or bent. Like Chi. The Hulk is inside the living room of the house where he is trying to cut open a melon. He gets a bow with a razor sharp string and uses that to cut various arcs of melon from the melon that is placed on the coffee table. Then he eats each of the arc while sitting on the couch. Sure. I mean, I can't. That's pretty decent. Parentheses. Interesting. Quo. Hu? What the quo? Oh, the wide arcs or include arcs? Oh, okay. Quo. Food. I am not too great now with this. Oh, right. That's quo. Ugh. Yeah, but all three quals are pretty weak. I was thinking this one, widen qual. Or enlarge. And then I remember broad, but quals are kind of, and then there's still wide left. Okay.
湖
This one can be problematic.
母 湖 平 浊
Oh.
左
Alright. A regular 7-character day. Don't see too many of those. 127, let's go.
剥皮
这种橘子剥皮以后甜美多汁。
What? Hmm.
个性
这个孩子的个性很温和，
Or like nature, personality. Temper is fine. Referring to the overall like personality of it. We practice
Feng.
this. Could be related to another thing.
血淋淋
医生正在处理一个血淋淋的伤者。
爷爷
他爷爷早就不在了，
That was kind of depressing.
度
I don't know why this is dual. That's kind of weak. Oh, we worked on this yesterday.
拼音
汉字英雄帮助你记住每个字的拼音。
That doesn't really quite help. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Hold up. I guess 节, yeah, right? 节日不同. Or is it? Oh, no. I think. Hmm.
"内阁
内阁中有很多资深政客，
Like in cabinet. "不同. A sever turkey thing is or the spade turkey thing is not great. Oh, speaking of bully.
欺负
他被同学欺负了。
暖，价值，
这幅画具有很高的艺术价值。
Drew, I dropped as well a little bit ago.
瞄，
Just take aim. Aim 2 is fine.
渗出，
水从墙上渗出来了。
What the 渗出? What? Oh, I keep writing 全, not 人. Need to stop. Stop and desist.
柳叶，
柳叶在风中飘动。
Oops. Leaves. 放风筝，放风筝。
放风筝，
今天天气很好，我们去放风筝吧。
Says, I've never flown a kite. I know, like that idea.
逮，
I technically have flown a kite, but I don't want to talk about it. It's a point of embarrassment. Maybe a story for another time. What the sparks? And mouth? Oh man. Oh,
哨，
that's not gonna happen. That's gonna fade real right quick, I tell ya. YOLO.
争，支付，
我可以用现金支付。
An invoice or a check is fine to pay. Yeah, that's fine. Check's good. Like to pay, like it's something that needs to be paid. Check or invoice. They're related.
囤，
Ah! That's a typo. What's going on here? Oh my, it's fine. I don't want to talk about Boo and, dang it, Boo and Do. Do, Boo and Do. Dang it. Not the first time. Not the first time either. Dang. Isn't that and spray? Oh. Oops. That's asking for meaning. It swaps up to meaning.
荒，
This one's gotta be. What? Hmm.
鱼卵，
鱼卵是小鱼的卵。
举，
Kinda weak.
焚烧，
他们焚烧了旧文件。
唱，
It's engage or like initiate. It's fine.
默， 催， 逃，好，
or unrestrained.
添加，
请在咖啡里添加一些牛奶。
上旬，
7月上旬的活动很多。
Yikes. Oh man, that's rough.
猪，
Overlap with Japanese right now. Ah,
全都，
他们说的全都是真的。
man. Now let me just reinforce slightly on the why. I think I'm falling on the hill, right? It's probably the hill that is. Yeah, it's fallen on the hill. Which, hang on. Yeah, so 全部 and 全都, to me, in my ears and stuff is, and reading is like kind of interchangeable because they both mean all, but I should really be careful on reading these. 全部 and 全都. It's more of an old Chinese habit than it's more of an old speaking habit.
屋瓦，
屋瓦可以保护房子。
礼， 集体，
集体的智慧。
集体的智慧. Like physical, collective. Yeah, it's fine. A collective. Like a collection, like a grabbing all of them, a gathering of things. I was thinking more of like a collective of all your experiences. Based on that, how that phrase was. Oh, and I screwed up schwa yesterday too.
牙刷，
我需要买一支牙刷。
That's fine. I kept typing shuai instead of schwa. Alright. So I thought this was the one where you take like the high tech oh yeah, and then
"截然不同，
这两种生活方式截然不同。
截然不同. Something like vastly different. Or just like not, yeah, just the same thing. Just very different.
日日，
我们日日进步。
Or daily. What is that? Oh no. Wait. Do I do labs? Is that a lab? I'm not sure if that's a lab.
上周
上周的风暴，
上周的风暴。上周。Like first time around, first okay, it's last. Yeah. It's fine. Like it's like the week before. That's what I mean by it. Like it's the week that's coming. That have come and gone. I didn't know how to phrase it. Ah, man, that can be a problem. Sure. Ooh lao.
地区
西北地区，
It's fine. Ooh. Heck. Went with it. It sucked. 粉红色。
粉红色
粉红色是他最喜欢的颜色之一。
山区
这位老人一生都住在这个山区，
古老
这是一
Old
座
as
古老的
heck
城市。
Probably just ancient. Okay. 像
想象
我没办法想象。
Okay, how did I screw this up? Dang you. Oh no. Dang it, this is before I started using storage. So what about a dollhouse and a bookshelf? Oh, is it like... Ah! That's not Chung, something else. Oh wait. That's something else entirely actually. Oh no? Ah. Oh. Not feeling too confident about that one.
累
I'm just gonna go for it.
晋升
他的晋升令我惊讶。
Oh there, Otio. Hello.
饭
Going pretty well. How are you doing? Thanks for asking.
东夷
历史书中记载了东夷的起源。
What have you been up to since the last time we talked? College? Solid. How's college going? Well, it's colleging? Alright. Sure. Like people say, sometimes may be good, sometimes maybe bad. I see. Alright. Hello there, Bree. How was work today? Sunday, right? Yeah, how was work today? I could have sworn this was unfriendly. 这种图 What? No idea what that is. 动画生 不 suitable. Oh, have you studied Portuguese or Spanish before? Yes. You feel like modern Portuguese is closer to old Spanish than modern Spanish does? I see. Source pattern recognition? Oh, I see. Interesting. We talked about Spanish before. It was alright, you had a decent amount of help, so it wasn't too bad. You don't know what your boss was thinking though on Wednesday. It's just you and her after 6 p.m. It's probably going to be absolutely crazy. 6 p.m. on a Wednesday. The 17th of December. Do you usually get more traffic in the evening than you have during the day? Pretty sure this was Yi. Oh, Yi? Oh. I am gonna add something to for suitable. Suitable.
不宜
How's my Japanese going? It's going alright. Pretty good. Why do I feel like this is a ka? Oh, not. Oh, probably cool. Huh. Huh.
Ling
By now I must be pretty fluent. That's really not how that works. Not really. Well, you've been crazy. You guys been crazy busy throughout the day and night with people buying stuff for Christmas. Yeah, the 17th. So you would assume it'd be crazy that day too. It's usually dead by 9 p.m. But with people getting off work and stopping their way home, it's usually decent busy between 6 and 9. And those are your half days, right? So you work 5 hours or something from like 6 to 11, something like that. Pretty much a third or more than half your time is during the busy hours. I did read a article about recent things, but I guess that doesn't really apply to where you work. There were other parts of the market per se, part of other markets that were like slumped this year because of pricing. But that probably doesn't apply to where you're working at the moment. Oh no.
跨国，
这是一家跨国公司。
Let's just go with yeah.
鸭，
Of course it's yeah. Okay.
搜救，
他是搜救队的成员。
硕，
Or solid. Or a tablet. It's probably a tablet. Big, okay. That's fine. Hard is fine. Yeah. Thinking of a big or solid tablet. The mnemonic. What the D? Oh, right. How do I collect stuff together? That day she has you from 5 to 10:15. I see. So you got all that busy hour in for you. I rounded up to late. So I went to 11. Never know.
裸体，
博物馆展出了一些裸体雕像。
柱子，
柱子支撑了屋顶。
否，
It takes no. That's current. We have our kanji for that now, which is he. How does fo line up with he? I don't know. Maybe that's just what the Japanese hears. Just sparks alone? How do I spark alone?
生肖，
生肖是中国传统的文化。
生肖是中国传承的文化。生肖 You're technically only open until 10, but at night you have to count down the safe and do the deposits, and you just have to witness, but still, so that's where the 15. I see. What in the the Chinese zodiac? Yeah, that's fine. It's similar sentiment. I'm not sure we carry the Chinese zodiac that well. Yeah, something that resembles life. The zodiac is the new year, is what that's how I think about it. What is that? Oh. Blitz. Oh no.
厨，
That's the same as store up stockpile. um. Where are the kiddos going with their arms and their arches? YOLO. Oh, I think that's yeah. Is it?
年幼，
这位老人照顾年幼的孙子。
Yeah.
屡次，
我屡次试着打开这扇门，
Okay. I really thought this was the Cupid thing, but it is not. Oh, wait, it is. I'm just messing up the other thing.
存活，
他在地震中存活了。
Exist already, survived. Okay, fine. Okay,
框，
that one is very weird. Gonna be cumbersome.
荒凉，
冬天的沙漠非常荒凉。
蛋糊 No, 蛋糊 Ah! That's a typo.
缝，
Come upon is Oh no.
四，
Practice. What, the spray turkey? Oh no. We practiced this too. Why? 淮河.
淮河，
淮河是中国7大江河之一。
It's a proper noun. 哼.
哼，
I don't know if I have a vocabulary word for hung. And ah! What? Oh no. That's fun. That's not. No, that's not the mountain. Mound. Oh, didn't read that.
书写，
他用诗歌书写自己的情感。
How are you feeling right now? You feeling good? Sunday's good? Your major day is you have one rest day and then it's game time.
"敌，南宋，
南宋是宋朝的后半部分。
What the? Oh no, that's John. Oh, I actually have that mixed up.
萌发，
花朵开始萌发了。
I want to take a... Yeah. Oh no. Oh, I have to think about it. Dang it.
纸，
Alright. Fine.
战斧，
他用战斧来作战。
Why do I think it's just... Oh. I don't know.
唐朝，
唐朝的科技也很发达。
差，发抖，
他冷得开始发抖。
Okay, so what happened here? I really thought it was oxygen. I guess not. Oh,
分，
probably atmosphere.
五，
Or hand.
针，织，
Oh! That's not good.
我有，
夏天的太阳把柏油路照得很热。
That one's kind of tough.
胜仗，
胜仗给了我们信心和希望。
How do I do it? Limb? I can limb. Oh, that gets mixed up. Kind of worked on it yesterday.
匣，火炬，
火炬在黑暗中燃烧。
僵化，
他的思维已经僵化，很。
Okay, it's fine.
谢，
That's kind of weak.
灼，
That's kind of weak too. Wait. Also weak. There's so many weak ones.
"护膝，
我滑雪时总是带着护膝。
Oh, I remember this now.
香，战俘，
他曾经是一名战俘。
Oh.
泊位，
请问哪里还有空的泊位？
Heck, it's a berth. A berth. Yeah.
郡，
That one's kind of suspect.
岳父，
岳父今天来拜访我们。
诞辰，
今天是我爸爸的诞辰。
I'm pretty well today. Not bad. Bad. What the? Yeah? The heck? Oh. Um. Oh no, that's not it. Not like this. I lost the pointer. Maybe I'll come back. I go. Dang it. Just going for it.
拯救，
他把我从危险中拯救出来。
茅屋，
这是一间茅屋茶馆，非常有特色。
镜，碗，
Any luck? Do I have any luck? I think I went with correct as opposed to a pointer. Does that help? Yeah, I don't know which direction I went with it. Thing makes me want to type like rip.
逆，
That's a bit weak. Oh no, that's D to.
“棍”，
Oh, not good, not good. Not that. Oh.
平庸，
这部电影很平庸。
瘦削，
他由于生病而变得瘦削。
笛子，
这是一只古老的笛子。
冰烧，
他们正在盯梢我。
渗透，
水渗透进了墙壁。
偶，胸，
What the 胸？
伺候，
医院的护士在伺候病人。
秧苗，
春天是插秧苗的好时候。
Excuse me? Oh.
歌，曲，
Ah!
科， 大雁，
大雁的翅膀很大，
鼓， 醇厚，
这道汤很醇厚，非常美味。
Oh, wait. Oh, mild-mannered. Or rich or mellow. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Did I not just get this? You know? Just realized. There's an overlap happening there. With Japanese. Coincidence.
腰，
胆固醇
胆固醇，
医生建议我降低胆固醇。
checking cholesterol ow E 是站在警察部什么的情况或庆祝 哦，
主轴，
技师正在检查主轴的情况。
书，
That's rough. That's very rough. You know, it's not, right? No. No. Oh, I know what it is. Why? Oh. Why askew?
歪，
That one's gonna be rough.
淹死，
他不小心掉进湖里淹死了。
树梢，
鸟窝在树梢上。
Oh, today was good. Today was really good, above average. Yi is an old one that needs to retroactively be updated. The meaning was okay. The tone was lost a little. I thought it was Yi. All right. Today was. Wait, is that correct? 2 hour. Oh, okay. An hour and a half. All right. So what do we have here? Put a lid on it. Receive. Oh, that's the Japanese mnemonic for that radical. Receive. Yeah, this one's kind of weak. This supposed to be ping. It's a pung. Whoops, I wrote the wrong thing. There's no ping. Pung. Cool. These two are rough. Moo is rough too. This one's good. Ding. This one's not good. Nian. How's this one? Not good. Whoa. How about this? Not that great too. Whoa. This one's pretty good. King. Not great. Yo. Sway is good. Xia is fine. This one is like, eh. Whoa. It's meh. Oh no, I screwed up. This isn't Joel. This is Jewel. This is Joel. Okay. I got more than half of them are really wonky. It's a powerhouse of a lineup. Okay.灼热 黑照香茶天溪间隙安溪 相照. Oh, that's a good question. Or the A or the O. 生姜生张吩咐. All right, here we go. We got the Pinocchio in the English manner, trying to hang out with the rich kids. Oh, no. Not Pinocchio. Patrick. Just kidding, not Pinocchio. Patrick is in the front lawn of the immaculate lawn of the English manor, trying to clumsily help an armless kid cook something by turning a lid upside down onto a burner while the rich kids keep yelling at them. Be more confident. Bullies. With the Hulk, who's in the house, struggling to find a proper utensil to enjoy his melon. So he just pull up a bow and use the string and is forced to cut out some arcs, right, curves of melon slices. Brute force. Mulan, who's in the basement of the house, maintaining her duties in keeping the underground, under the lit secret, long preserved Chinese acre of rice fields, I guess. Subterranean rice fields. Okay, we got Bigfoot. Once again, hiding in the basement of the English manor. Somewhat being welcome, but also hidden. He wears a hood to stay hidden from the occasional. Wears a hood to pretend like a tree on occasion to handle any appearance of a rich person that he doesn't trust. That's just the life of Bigfoot. Alright. Then we have Neo. This one's a little bit wild, but I kind of like it. He finds himself in the pawn shop. Right. And he thought, hey, there's some fortune cookies. So he reached in for some fortune cookies, only to find a bunch of rice grains. And little does he know it, everything starts gluing to him. And he finds out that Agent Smith was actually the vendor trying to trap him. Kind of reminds me of like a virus detector or something. Alright. Then we have Zeus. Is it Zeus? Oh no, it's not Zeus. That's actually incorrect. It's Walter White. Ooh. Power of mnemonics. Is Walter White in the basement of his house, being ridiculed by a disgruntled Slender Man and a hit woman? On the quality of his product, right? Typical day for Walter. Okay. Got our Walter White again. Only Walter White again. This time he's in the bathroom of an office building where he have repurposed to grow his fertile stuff with his wonderful sprays, but some of it is starting to obstruct the exit chute, or like the start to obstruct special shoots for his operation. So he breaks out another type of spray, carefully maintaining the fertile product. Now we have Pinocchio, who is inside the English manor, trying to fit in with the rich kids, helping them measure out the grain stalks on a scale and creating some yard signs to for selling stuff. Just wants to be included. Got the curbster. The curbster is in the bathroom of the barn, accompanied by his slender associate, making sure that the bathroom is good looking and sparkling. Kirby does the unimaginable and sucks up all the manure and the cow poop like a vacuum cleaner. Alright, we have Superman. Bathroom, doing a little redecorating, helping out a horned pig alien to construct a tunnel that leads from the nearby hills to provide a path to some convenient facilities. Incognito. Xena, who's in the auditorium once again. Only this time she's coerced to do some extra hours on her part-time. Luckily for her, she has very dexterous fingers and a can-do attitude, handing out once again those sandwiches. The sandwiches. Alright, then we have George Costanza, who is in the office building. And he's at a really lame party. So he decided there's quite a lot of poured wine outside. So he decided to spend most of his time ladling into a bottle, separate bottles, so he can take the wine home. Lame party, but leaving with a bottle of wine. Okay. Now we have Zeus, who is in the basement of the office building, working with a Slender Man confidant and a leftist, I suppose. Better understand the he has assistants to collect data, better understand how to bend people to his will. All right, godly will. All right, so now we have Yi. How did Yi work? Suitable. Alright, let's go take a look at this one. This one has been a little bit mixed with Yi. Right? For Age. Or am I screwing that up? No, Yi. Yeah. He is second. Wait. Oh no, yeah. Yeah, has page. Who has the bookshelf? T. Oh, or T. Am I going crazy? Oops, I typed one. T has the, or is it T? I think it might be T that has the bookshelf. Which is, oh no. It's actually moreover. The bookshelf, right? Which should be, oh chair. Oh no. I'm still getting it. Oh, and the other one is, oh yeah, they're both in the power plant. So I guess we're combining suitable to that list. They're combined. Whoops, they're off bookshelf. So let's take a look at bookshelf for a minute. So there's Che, which is a weak one. Zhu is fine. Zhu, that's fine too. Jie, yeah, Jie's good because of woman. Zhu, these Zhu, and then there's one more Zhu, ancestor. I think the group and the ancestor can be, Yi, and then we had friendship, which is what I was thinking of. Yi earlier. Okay. All right. So let's go back to Yi. Yi. You have suitable and unsuitable. All right. So Yoshi is inside the house where he is helping Mario find suitable storage on the bookshelves for all of his knickknacks and books, chronicling. Is that even a word? Chronicling their adventures together. Being a good boy, right? Good dino. That's fine. Retroactively. Okay, and then Yi is with words, right? Then we'll link it with Yi. And then Yi is not that. How's Dollhouse do? Storage. Should have a bunch of these. Shun is pretty. Hoang? Yen was the other thing I was thinking of, which is not quite. Okay. You're a hat mate. Okay. It's fine. We're good. Should be good for today. Tomorrow is Monday, so we'll have our Neverwinter reset day for tomorrow. And the day before Christmas Eve is when the Persona, the P5X 3.0 patch is supposed to drop. That's interesting. I haven't decided if I want to squeeze in something like a small game or something. It's been pretty chill these couple days. So I might squeeze in something. And then off to shopping. Shopping is gonna happen soon. Yeah. I don't actually know when the winter sale is supposed to happen this. So we pick up all the things we are going to set up for 2006. 2026, 2006. I wonder how it feels to be back in 2026. 2006. Let's see. When is it? The 18th. Okay. So got about a week off. Oh, not even a week, just 4 days. Alright folks, that's a wrap for HanziHero today. If you're gonna watch this later, shit. As always, feel free to follow along. Pick up HanziHero for yourself. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. You're always welcome to come on by and yap a little, catch up a little bit. Preferably exchanging details and discussing details, but it's interesting. Like, very difficult to have that level of detail-oriented talking. I feel like being generalizing, generalization, the conversation only goes so far. Without details, it's very difficult to be invested or mutually interested. Right? So more than welcome to encourage other people and myself to voluntarily share those things. Right? Until next time, 大家下次见，感谢观看。Thank you for watching. Catch you guys next time. Bye bye.